Alex, we're here.
Adam, we're still here.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I feel like we're going to start something this episode that we specifically said we wouldn't last episode.
Talk about the Canucks?
Yeah,
Well, see, here's the problem. Since the last episode, Horvat got traded.
I know. I
And
know.
then
I
it's like,
know. I
okay,
know.
great. Now we have to. I
I
just
know.
hate it so much. It's so Jim Rutherford, too. Like before the deadline, nice in the way. It's funny, James Duthie was like, would have been nice if he had waited.
Yeah.
Because, that's one less trade for him to talk about at Trade Center.
Hey, maybe they'll trade him again.
I mean, I know people are throwing that out there. I don't think that's going to happen.
No, I doubt it. I doubt it.
Lamorello doesn't strike me as that creative a mind.
Yeah.
So he won't change his policy on jersey numbers and all that.
And facial hair.
Yeah, I don't get it. It's dumb. I'd have to shave and cut my hair a little bit because it's a bit too long for living.
Yeah.
Like, God, it's dumb. So dumb. I hate it. Okay.
Okay.
Here's what we have going up here, Alex. Headlines that we'll talk about. Bruins Leafs. Bruins win. Habs Sens again. Sens win. Gonna talk about the Kings for a second. Vancouver, because it sucks. Teddy bear toss and Hershey happened, so we always have to mention that. Some other stuff in the All-Star game. Mark Stone's done for the year, indefinitely. I shouldn't say for the year, because you never know if hockey players please out. That's really it, Alex. I think it's a quieter show. Don't think there's anything wrong with that every once in a while.
Unless something breaks during the show.
Yeah, like a player and a media member get into it, and it's a whole thing, and you know how it is. Anyway, hey, Brad Marchand, how are you, buddy? Yeah, okay, Alex, where do you want to start? Horvat.
I feel like we kind of have to start with Horvat.
All right. Yeah, I mean, we do, don't we? I don't want to, but okay, Alex. We'll talk about this in a few different ways, but I think we should start from the Vancouver perspective. They do retain a bit of salary. I believe it's 25% of the deal.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, and this is the tweet. We all know how it starts in Vancouver. Yes, I'm stealing that joke from Steve Dangle, but it's a good one. How every tweet starts with Vancouver Canucks GM Patrick Allvin announces that the team have acquired it's not former, God damn it, Adam, forward, I can speak, Anthony Beauvillier. Apparently it's Aatu Ratti. I thought it was Aatu Ratti. Really
So
not. He's finished. So it's weird. So, Anthony Beauvillier, Aatu Ratti, second round pick a couple of years ago. Second round pick.
Yeah.
People were saying he was in.
Well, he was supposed he was the
top five a couple of years ago.
He was the number he was supposed to go first overall, and then draft year he just fell.
Oh God! And then unprotected, a top 12 protected. Alex, I swear to God, I'm going to get it together here. We're going to do this one more time. The Vancouver Canucks trade Bo Horvat at 25% retained to the New York Islanders in exchange Anthony Beauvillier, Aatu Ratti, and a top 12 protected first-round pick in this year's draft. If that pick ends up in the top 12, the Islanders can choose to keep it, and then it will be transferred to 2024 for the Canucks. And in that case, that pick will be wherever the chips fall. But we'll find out as we go throughout the year. Okay, it seems to be the word around is the big part of this trade for the Canucks. They do like Aatu Ratti.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And the Anthony Beauvillier thing is interesting because he is, I think, 25, 26, which is the sort of hockey trade player that Jim Rutherford has been looking for. But they also get the pick and a young prospect who is a center.
To be fair, like,
what do you think of the return overall?
I think it's a good return. I know last episode or a couple episodes ago, I talked about the lack of precedent for a trade like this. I feel a bit embarrassed because I missed two major ones from last year.
I've seen one of them, so I assume I know what one of them is to you. So what are the two you're thinking of?
The Andrew Kopp trade to the Rangers.
What was that?
Morgan Barron prospect, a first and a second.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then Claude Giroux, which was a first, Owen Tippett, and a third.
Okay, that's a fair one. So basically, and let's make this clear. Patrick Alvin jokingly, playingly said they could pretend they got 3 first-round picks out of this.
Sure.
In a way, which is kind of dumb because, they didn't. But
they didn't. But I don't necessarily, like, from Vancouver's perspective, I don't mind the deal. Like, I think, sure, could you have gotten more? I don't know. Like, am I a general manager? I don't know what other teams were offering, but I would argue that is a fair return for Bo Horvat. Not, first off, let's be clear. Yes, it's dumb that they didn't let other GMs talk to him prior, but considering the circumstances, I think that's a fair return, considering you can, if things work out for one Mr. Anthony Beauvillier, they could then go ahead and flip him. He does have another year on his contract.
Mm-hmm. And you are referring to, by talking to him before, him and Pat Morris about an extension.
Yeah.
Which would help value, but apparently Jim Rutherford is against the thing of apparently destroys any leverage you have. I'm not going to get into that, but, whatever. The question is always asked about trades like this, and I think mainly we think of the Taylor Hall deal a couple of years ago to Boston. Could you not have waited a little longer and see what was it like what was it? Taylor Hall was traded like the day before the deadline or the night before. It was like him and Jeff Carter were traded like in the middle of the night. Yeah. And people were sort of saying, you could have waited, and then all that kind of stuff. I think you may run the risk of maybe, every day you play closer to the salary cap. I am all over it today, Alex. I am so sorry.
It's okay.
Every day you get closer to the trade deadline, that's another game, risk of injury. I get it. Listen, I think if you see this as, let's ignore what Bo Horvat is this year, and we look at, okay, let's say it's fair to say, let's say Bo Horvat is a 60-point center, maybe 70 point on a good year, and can score you between probably 25, 30 goals, or I don't know. In my head earlier was like 27 feels like a good marker. I don't know his career totals. Obviously, this year is the outlier, and that's the problem. The Canucks have had contract negotiations. If it's a rental, I like it. I will say, if the Islanders do get an extension done, would have liked to have gotten more. And this obviously does rely heavily on what happens to Aatu Ratti, as a part of it. First round pick will be fun, but Ratti's pretty important. I'm assuming he's the long-term center they see in the point,
So I just pulled up.
So see if you're pumping tires and saying, he could be technically a first-round pick. So I know I gave an awkward pause there. That's on me.
No, all good. I pulled up Bo Horvat's stats. Yeah, 25 to 30 goals. Like last year, he had a career year 31 in goals. He's now already hit that in goals, but so he's going to surpass that, I assume, obviously, this year. But general idea, 60-point, 30-goal guy.
And there are worse, damn good second line center on if you have someone elite in front of them too. It's not
like
bad.
Matt Barzal.
Yeah. Well, if do we have the debate Barzal elite? Maybe that's a summer debate, but I think we got to start.
I don't know. Like he's getting paid like an elite center, or he will be.
Well, to be fair, so is Ryan Johansson.
And yes, yeah, that's definitely fair. I don't know. I could definitely make the argument for. I feel like I could make the argument for Matthew Barzal. Now, like again, the issue with Barzal is he's played the last 4 years under an extremely defensive coach, which
this is true.
Will limit his offense. Like he does have 43 points in 51 games this year.
Just point per game.
Yeah. Like when did Barry Trotz come to the Islanders? What year was that?
It was the summer Tavares left, right?
Yeah, no, I don't remember what summer. Okay, perfect. That makes a whole lot of sense. So in his rookie season, Matthew Barzal had 85 points in 82 games.
Yeah, and he hasn't hit since, has he?
No. Now, to be fair, 2 of those years were COVID years, so it was a tad unfair to expect that. But
he was behind Tavares for one of them as well.
The year he got 85 points.
Yeah, but it could be a thing of who was really getting the better matchups.
Oh, sure. Yeah. 100%. But like, he does have the ability in him to score. I would argue he's the lead center, but that I think is a bit besides the point for this conversation. But I think, do you want to talk about the Islanders, or do you have more about the Canucks?
I don't have anything more to say about this trade for the Vancouver Canucks. I hate that there's more that we need to talk about with Vancouver in a second, but I'm done speaking about them.
We have more about okay. I feel like I missed something, but
just a quick thing with Brock Besser. Let's just talk about it now. Okay. Darren Dreger on Trading said a Besser deal basically hinges on how much Vancouver are willing to retain. And Vancouver basically told teams, okay, you give us the best offer you have, and we'll see if it makes sense for us.
Oh, okay. So nothing new.
And everyone keeps saying Minnesota, but it's like, does that make sense really? For Minnesota, it doesn't.
You don't think so? Why not?
I feel like I need to know what Brock Besser is. And no fault of his own, it's just injuries have happened, and I don't know. Yeah, maybe it's a bit more, depending on what I have to give up and the salary retain. Yeah, maybe it's a little better, but right now, it's difficult for me to see a deal and a structure that makes sense. And I doubt the Canucks would do 50%. That's the only thing I see.
Yeah, that's the problem. That's the thing is, like, for me, knowing the ego of some general managers, I would absolutely think the Minnesota Wild would be like, well, he's from Minnesota, we're gonna fix him. Yeah. He's gonna be okay here. But again,
I wouldn't be surprised if they did too.
Exactly.
I don't know who his centerman would be, but
Matthew Boldy. I don't know. Okay. We'll see.
Is Boldy a center?
Yeah. Well, they drafted him
like Joel Eriksson,
Marco Rossi. Yeah.
I don't know. Well, he's been in the AHL.
Oh yeah,
he's been apparently getting his confidence back there. I saw. Good for him.
I saw Jesper. So I know we need to get to the Islanders, but I do want to bring this up. I saw Jesper Wallstedt was Rookie of the Month or something like that.
Oh, he was insane! Like 95 save percentage.
Yeah, and he was like 6-0. I'll never get over the Oilers trading down, but that's fine. We will ignore that.
I remember coming on the podcast after that draft, and the first thing I said was, "Why in the world did the Oilers not draft Mills?" I can't talk. I'm a mess that's today.
Okay.
I'm so
that's okay.
Did you see the people that were comparing his stats to Sebastian Kosa's? And Kosa was like, ripped apart in the ECH.
Yeah, he's not having a great year.
Oh, it is bad. We even have to go with the numbers. We just say ECHL. Like, he's a young goalie.
They take
it's
time.
Different. They got to be okay.
Look at Sam Montembeau. He's having a Vezina season.
I mean, yeah, that's cheeky. I mean, yes, advanced numbers say he's good. It's funny, in Dom Decisions' his player card, his market value was like $5 million. I'm like, what? The model loves Sam Montembeau. I mean, they've got a chance to win when he's in net, which is strange. Man, Jake Allen. I
almost picked him up last night in fantasy, but I didn't.
Yeah, good thing you didn't.
I know. I was thinking.
Very good thing you did.
Okay, the Islanders. Before I distract us again.
I don't get it.
You don't get it?
I don't get why. I don't, Alex. It's just funny that this is the move that Lou splashes for. You know what I mean?
Well, no one was talking about it.
In a vacuum, I look at their center depth and like, okay, Barzal, Horvat, and Pajot, and I'm like, okay. There's something. Listen, there's a lot wrong with that lineup, and Horvat is a scorer. I get it. I just don't think you're in a position where you're a team that. I just don't think you're good enough to do that. Without, if you get an extension done, great, but I just don't get it. You're not good enough to make this kind of move yet.
So
you're not back at where you.
Yeah, sorry. From my perspective, I look at this similar to Montreal from a couple of years ago, or for almost the entirety of Marc Bergevin's tenure, to be honest. If they get into the playoffs, they are going to be a problem. That right? Like when you have this, I'm gonna call him the third best goalie in the NHL, in Ilya Sorokin. That might be high praise. I don't care. He's on my fantasy team. I bump him up a little bit.
Numbers do say that he's probably the best this year.
Yeah, he's been pretty good, right? So that goaltending can win you a series.
It can get you to the finals.
Right. Like I think even if they squeak into the playoffs, and you know what, they're probably going to have to play Boston. That's just the reality. And if they get to the first wild card spot, they're going to have to play Carolina, who, oh my God, they have taken a lead in the Metro, by the way. But besides the point, they're going to be a problem if they make the playoffs for whatever team they play. And I think that's what Lou's banking on here. Did he give up a lot to do it from their perspective? Yeah, but I don't think Lou cares.
I mean, he doesn't.
I don't
know if it's official yet, but isn't he in the last year of his deal?
That's what I remember reading, but I'm not sure. Can I also just say this is the man who traded in back-to-back years two second round picks and like 4 prospects for 100-year-old Brian Boyle and Thomas Plekanec. With all due respect to those 2 players at the time they were brought in.
Plekanec was good for you. Don't disrespect him. But he was good when he got put in the top 6. You can't deny that. He was great. I watched those games.
Great. Okay. No. I'm not gonna listen. Fine, not great. Let's not overdo it.
When he was in the top 6 with Nylander,
not
he looked great. Fourth line did not look good. Did not work.
Well, what did they brought
didn't think
whatever.
About the role.
Yeah, they did it. Okay. That's my point, right? Like he does not care.
No, he doesn't. Listen, if this is the last year of his deal, I'm going to really have to question Islanders ownership to let him make a move like this if he doesn't have a contract. Yeah, kind of like the Habs giving up first for Dvorak when Bergevin everyone knew he was going to go to LA for something. Yeah, can we talk about that? I got to double check who was it. The Hurricanes drafted? No, Arizona. Yeah, Arizona. Yeah, never mind. Man, what a dumb GM. How anyone thinks he's good at his job is beyond me. It's beyond me. Also, shout out to not Dubas, also to Lou for trading a first round pick for Alexander Romanov. Yeah, that's always a fun.
That's so funny.
Turned him into freaking. Abs turned that into Kirby Doc. A great trade by Kent Hughes. But Bergevin, you can't trade for young centers. What a loser.
I'm very disappointed in the Islanders and the Canadians for allowing the Blackhawks to draft Frank Nazar.
Yeah, that's what I'll say. That's what I'll say.
That's what I'll say.
Horvat did, by the way, in his media availability, said a few times he wanted to be a lifetime Canuck. He thought he'd be a lifetime Canuck, which I'm sure fans were just heart ripped out their chest like Indiana Jones on the Temple of Doom.
Yeah, that's crushing.
I feel, and apparently he will be okay. He will be at the All-Star game. He will be wearing the retro reverse jersey for the Islanders. If only this was last year and the last time retro reverses were around and he just wore the one that looked like the normal home jersey. But he'll be there, man. He'll be there. It's just dumb. It's silly. I get he should go, but it's just very interesting to see.
Well, we'll see how it goes.
So I just saw something that hopped up on Twitter because I was going to try and look for something about Horvat, but I'm just going to forget about it. But I saw this and I thought it was really interesting because obviously Gary Bettman's 30th anniversary as commissioner just passed. Chris Johnson on Twitter, this is from NHL Watcher, Alex's favorite account. Chris Johnson on Insider Trading says he expects Gustav Nyquist to still be traded despite being out for the rest of the regular season. A team could acquire him, stash him on LTIR, and then activate him for the playoffs. And probably use that and this is me now, can probably use that LTIR room to get other players. Oh. So, Alex. Gustav Nyquist, you are going to be a Tampa Bay Lightning.
Oh, shoot.
You almost said a very bad word there.
Oh,
that's happening.
No,
that's going to happen.
I know. How much does he make?
Is it like $5 million. They gave him. I'm pretty sure at the time it was like, why'd you? Something happened with Columbus. I think that was like the off season. They lost Panarin and everything, and it was like the big move is Gustav Nyquist.
Yeah, he makes 5.5 for the rest of the year.
That's a lot of money for Gustav Nyquist. I mean, that's going to be some good LTIR room. I mean, you have to have the room to start, but figure that out.
Neither team. Yeah, I was gonna be like, I'm like, that's Toronto.
Wait. Okay, I need to. Okay, if you have, let's say, no, that's too complicated a scenario to think of. I'm not going to do that.
Are you going to ask me a LTIR situation question? Because I got no idea. You're asking again the wrong guy. I just like to criticize. I just like to criticize the cap. Okay,
that's Gary Bettman, you freaking laser. Shout out to his NHL where this is the plan. This is what we have.
Can I just say I would be on board if the Leafs did that. That shouldn't be their move, but I would just be like, I'd be on board for that.
You got to be relieved that he's not a Boston Bruin, by the way.
Oh my God, I'm very relieved. And then deep down, I'm also relieved that he's not a Tampa Bay Lightning, even though that was never going to happen. I was just relieved.
Everyone was the moment Friedman suggested that could happen. He didn't write it. It wasn't reporting, but I think he was just sort of throwing it up. I think everyone just kind of got worried, because everyone remembers when they got David Savard, and everyone's remembered the mention of how in the world did they pull this? How does this happen?
Yeah.
Tampa Bay, they don't care.
Yeah, they. I remember because Friedman had brought it up as, listen, they're in on it. I don't know how likely it is, and then they did it.
See, and that's why it's just. Oh, Tampa Bay, we love you. Not really though. Okay, not Logan Thompson. There's so many. I almost said Nate Thompson. There's so many Thompsons. Tage Thompson is out, not believed to be long term. So Rasmus Dahlin will take his place in the All-Star game for the Atlantic Division. So they finally have a defenseman.
Wait, so he's not actually out for this season? I honestly spent all day thinking he was out for this season.
Mike was being emotional.
Oh, I honestly spent the entire day. Okay, that's good to know. That means they're still in the hunt.
Yeah, man. Are Vegas still in the hunt without Mark Stone? Back surgery out indefinitely. So he was week to week, wasn't he?
I don't know. I can find out. I don't know. Listen, they should be in the hunt, but.
Who's been quiet the last few days?
Who? Jack Eichel? Yeah.
Jack Eichel.
Yeah. Listen, but how much does Mark Stone make? $9.5 million? I
think it's that, yeah.
There's $9.5 million of LTIR space.
Timo Meier, you are a Vegas
dude. You know what? Everyone was talking about Boston, Tampa Bay. I had listen, I have no inside sources. I just thought, why is no one just bringing up Vegas for Bo Horvat? Now the deal's done, so it doesn't matter. But I was just like, this is a possibility. I whatever. But
who was fascinating me, Alex? Because I was actually, do you remember last year for the trade deadline, I made that document that was tracking all the trades?
Yeah.
I was just quickly editing it the other day because I was trying to clear everything out in preparation for the trade deadline. And remember who made a big splash last year selling off pieces? And is actually in the Pacific Division and could use some of those draft picks, including 3 seconds this draft.
Seattle?
To try and maybe make it the Seattle Kraken.
Yeah.
They have some draft capital. And they could always use that to go get some pieces. I'm interested to see. They could use anyone could use Timo Meier in that, but they could have done something for Horvat, centerman.
Yeah, they're talking
not Shane Wright.
Wild.
I want to know who in the world really thought Shane Wright was going to get traded for Bo Horvat.
Yeah, I know that. That was so funny.
Insulted having to mention that on the podcast.
It was so funny, so funny.
Okay, Alex, the best story in hockey every year, the teddy bear toss. Not the All-Star break. I don't care about the
Come on, man.
I'd rather be kicked in the nuts than to talk about the All-Star.
What about the teddy bear toss?
I'm trying to find. Oh, so the Hershey Bears set a new world record at their teddy bear toss with 67,309 bears thrown onto the ice.
Wow,
my favorite thing.
that's a lot of bears.
That's the one game you don't want to be by the class because you're just going to be pelted with teddy bears for a few minutes.
I thought I saw on the Twitter sphere that like the game was like 0-0, or someone was shut out, not 0-0. Someone was shut out. And was that true, or am I just lying to myself? Not important.
Alex,
but
I'm not going to lie to you. I did not pay that.
That's okay.
Attention.
That's okay. But it's not important.
I would assume that means Hershey won 1-0. See, now I want to check. No,
it's okay.
Alex, you've done it. Hershey Bears.
I didn't mean.
Score. Okay,
I've really derailed us.
You have. I need to check this. I don't even know who they were playing either. Let's just see.
It could have been a different teddy bear toss. It could have been a different teddy bear toss, man.
Oh my God! Why is it that every site in hockey is just a complete pain in the ass to navigate? Okay, so how do I navigate this? Okay, so they lost 5-2 to Lehigh Valley yesterday.
Is that the teddy bear toss game?
I have no idea, Alex. They lost 0-2 against the Islanders. Which Islanders team is this? Okay, hold on a minute. This is important. I'm annoyed by this now. Who did they play? It was in Hershey.
It's got to be. It's got to be the other game.
This was posted on the 31st. So I'm assuming it is the game against the Islanders, which they lost 2-0. So if this is at the end of the game.
Yeah, there was like 5 seconds left.
I see both teams. Maybe they did get. That is an insult. You can't be shut out on teddy bear talk. Come on, you're the other goal. You got to let something in. Think of the kids. Wow, that's shameful. That's actually shameful. If we're figuring this out,
I'm pretty sure that's it. I'm
trying to find if there's not a big story about like, man, this site is not looking very good.
Close it. Let's move on. Don't even tell me what site it is. I don't want to hear about it.
It's HersheyBears.com.
No, don't say it.
Oh wait, hold on. Oh my God, I found the highlights.
I'm telling you, that was it. It's that game. It's got to be that game.
Wait a minute. Third period. Hold on, I'm finding the scoreboard. 2-0.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe they just said screw it.
And they threw.
Oh yeah, it was. Yeah, they were just. It's in the middle of play. They just started throwing players.
Man.
Oh, that's hilarious. Great. Okay, we're good now. We can stop. All right, yeah. Shut out on teddy bear toss, man. How dare you?
Unbelievable.
Yeah, I would trade every one on that team. I'm setting down. Who is that? Hershey? Setting Ovi down. You go get one, Ovi. Yeah. Gee, send Lars Eller. Maybe he'll finally score a goal.
I'm clearing
He's not. Yeah, okay. We talked about Horvat, thank God. All-Star game, we talked about that. Alexander Baumgartner will be joining us next week. He's in Florida covering the All-Star game and all that stuff, all that game, so he'll be here. See the video he put up on Twitter?
I haven't yet, no.
He's like, hey, hockey fans, it's Alex, and I DM'd him, and I'm like, what's going on, you NHL fans? Bombsy here. He's like, Kevin Weeks. Oh yeah, sure, he wasn't happy. Oh, okay. From Pierre LeBrun on Insider Trading, the Kings goalie search appears to more likely happen in the off season.
So they're not trading for Thatcher Demko.
So here's the thing. That makes sense, doesn't it? If the Canucks are deciding to do that, which I still don't think they should. But
no, also, I don't think they should either.
No faith in Phoenix Copley. How dare they?
Yeah, I know. He should be the Pacific. He should be the Pacific All-Star Game representative goalie. That's who should have been voted in.
I mean, he didn't play enough. Alex,
he didn't play enough. Okay, fine.
Hold on a minute. Hold on.
Yeah. Stuart Skinner for the barely
you've
playoff.
opened the door.
The barely
Okay,
in the playoffs
look at
Edmonton
this.
Oilers. Yeah.
Alex.
Okay.
Alex. Oh my
Okay.
God. Never mind. No, Felix Copley should not be there because he's a sub 900 as well. Yeah.
This
So yeah,
year?
it should have been. Yeah. Yeah. He is. He's
Okay.
Oh yeah. He's not looking good. Yeah. So yeah, really, just Stuart Skinner was the only one who wasn't in sub 900. Yeah.
Is Martin Jones still sub 900? Let's check. I'm gonna check. No, I'm just checking. Just checking. All right, never mind.
I'll fact check.
Let's move on. Oh no, he is.
No. You're not going to do that.
He's
oh my God, an
896.
896.
He's an 896.
He was a 900 last.
Wow.
And an 890. Man, this is the third time. Holy crap. He's been at an 896 before Luckett. Man, look at this. Between 2018 to 2021, he was an 896 in every year. How does that happen?
That's impressive.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
And then 900 and then 896 this year.
Listen, he's 23, 7, and 3.
You,
that's ridiculous.
He's consistent, man. He's just consistently crap, as Gordon Ramsay would say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go get that Demko. It makes all the sense. Okay.
Us.
Want to give a shout out quickly to Pat Hickey. Alex, do you know this story?
I'm sure if you tell me, I might know it.
Okay. Well, I mean, thank you. It's just a bit of a delayed reaction there, Alex.
I think there's a delay
as I tried
us.
Is there?
A little bit.
Oh, I'm sure that's great. I can't find it now. I'm so angry. Where are my things? Why is nothing I thought I had ready? Oh no, there it is. Okay. The Zoom was just covering it. Okay. So Pat Hickey, who told the Montreal Gazette basically he would be going into voluntary retirement to save the job of a younger colleague. Marty St. Louis acknowledged it at Habs press conference, basically say you can ask as many questions as you want. Had a lot of respect for it. As you know, two young men who would like to get into covering the NHL one day. It's good to see.
I did see this story. Sorry.
It's very sweet. Good on Marty to go and talk to him too.
Yeah, it's a nice story.
Marty's the best. You know what Marty's never done?
What?
Jump on the other side of the bench to give it to the refs. Never, not once. As a coach.
All right.
Sure, as a player,
this is the game. This is the game you're gonna play.
But,
this is the game you're gonna play.
I just wanted to say.
This is the game you're gonna play. Should I just list? What list should I bring up? The Marc Bergevin list, the Dom Ducharme list. Like, what list should I bring up?
I didn't bring up Marc Bergevin, Alice. I just brought up Marty St. Louis.
Okay. No, I am aware.
What are you trying to say?
What are you trying to say? What are you trying to say?
I've used my words. So it sounds like Marty Walsh. Alex, do you know who Marty Walsh is?
No.
Okay, so believe it or not, he's not related to Alan Walsh, which I'm actually kind of upset about, to be honest with you.
Because that would have been funny. I do know who this is. Yes. Sorry. Keep going. Ignore me.
He's basically been the United States Secretary of Labor since, I think, like 2021. He resigned after being confirmed by the U.S. State Senate to serve as Secretary of Labor. Whatever. He was formerly the mayor of Boston, which is pretty funny. So, maybe he's a big Bruins fan. But he appears to at least be the leading candidate, and Sarah Valley's tweeted this. I think he was the first one I saw, that this guy seems to be the next head of the NHLPA.
It is ironic that he is from Boston, or he was the mayor of Boston, considering we do know who controls the NHL.
Exactly, man. Imagine you have like a Boston style argument between, I don't know how thick this guy's accent is, but
I don't know.
New Hampshire.
Okay. Listen, at least they made a decision.
Are you laughing at the people of Boston,
Alex? I'm not laughing at the people of Boston. I'm laughing at the people of Boston. I'm just saying, at least they made a decision. That's what I'm going to leave it to, because I don't know much about this guy. So I hope he's better than Donald Fear. Like, I guess it's a low bar, but like, it is what it is, I guess.
The Habs have a competitive loss lost to the Ottawa Senators. Kachuk with a lot of fluky goals, to be honest with you, for the Sens. A lot of stuff bouncing off of dudes.
We really,
But I mean, the Habs regulation, so that's fun. Good for the Habs. I'm happy with that.
we really need to bring like a Sens fan on because I'd like to hear you and that person go back and forth because this Twitter is hilarious.
I just
Let's call Mike.
I wouldn't call Mike today. I wouldn't call
Not
Mike
today, but another time. I know.
Just let Mike be okay.
No,
I just don't. I don't care about that. I don't know if this is the last game they play against the Sens, but God, I hope it is.
my favorite part about the Twitter discourse last night was Arbor Jack guy punching Brady Kachuk with his gloves on. It was hilarious. It was one of the funniest things I've ever seen. And then I almost tweeted, but I didn't. I kept my mouth shut because I'm not going to get involved.
So Kachuk was chortling just like his brother did. But I did watch that and I was kind of like, yeah, kick his. And then I realized mid-sentence, I'm like, wait a minute, you should probably take your gloves off.
Yeah. It just
you can't do that.
It screamed Max Domi.
Oh, Aaron Ekblad's there. Happens, guys. But I mean, hey, I like Arbor Jack, so we'll forget that. But Kachuk, come on.
Did you listen to 32 Thoughts it was like an hour and 15 minutes of him and his parents?
No, I haven't yet. No.
It's a good
I saw it.
It's a good listen.
I watched the feature they did.
Yeah.
Which was really good. So I it's on the list. I saw it. But yeah, just a great story. I love Arbor Jack. Quickly becoming a fan favorite. Should have gone to the All-Star game for some young guns thing, but the NHL sucks. Oh, but Sidney Crosby's in the duct tank, guys. DC's Cavs. That was Twitter today.
How sad don't disrespect. Don't disrespect Sidney Crosby like that.
You're gonna say that to me?
Yeah, I am.
To me?
I am gonna say that to you.
I think he's the GOAT, unlike many people.
He's the what?
He's the GOAT. That's why he's the GOAT.
That's unbelievable. The GOAT. He's the GOAT because he's gonna. Is he even coming to? I honestly don't know who is and who is not coming to the All-Star game anymore. I know Matty Beniers is not going, and they replace him with a non-Seattle Kraken player, which is ridiculous.
Chandler Stevenson. So apparently him and Crosby are doing something together for the Breakaway Challenge. Alex, I wasn't gonna watch, but then I remembered they brought back the Breakaway Challenge, and I love it. So apparently they're doing something together, which I would like to watch. By the way, the Athletic 99, Alex, the top 10 has started to be released. Ray Bork 10, Esposito 9, Lidstrom only at 8, which is disrespectful. Hasek 7 ahead of Wall, which is dumb. Ovechkin 6, and Jágr at 5. Kind of think Jágr should be below Ovechkin, but that's just me. So Sid, Mario, Bobby Orr, and Wayne Gretzky are left.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you think the order is going to be?
Well, we already know Wayne is number 1, so let's just move that out of the way.
Stupid, but whatever.
What? Oh my! I'm not going to have this conversation.
Sidney Crosby, man.
I'm not. Wayne Gretzky. Wayne Gretzky has more assists than the next guy does points. Do you know how crazy that? Do you know how? I don't care the quality of competition. Do you know how ridiculous that is?
Lift the puck.
Do you know how ridiculous that is?
Yes, man. I've looked at the stats.
If Wayne Gretzky played today, are you telling me he would not be the best player on the ice or close to it? Come on.
He wouldn't be the best.
He would. Okay, I saw the same.
It was like people saying, "Is McDavid going to eventually when they beat the goal?" I'm like, do you know Crosby exists?
No.
If you want to talk about Wayne, have some respect for Sidney Crosby.
No, but he's not going to be better than Wayne. What was the question?
Yeah, we know it's going to be. Wayne's going to be number 1 because it's literally called NHL 99. Where do you put Mario, Bobby Orr, and Sidney Crosby?
It's probably going to be, to me, Lemieux or Crosby.
Put an aura Sidney Crosby.
Yeah, he revolutionized
Aura?
the way defensemen play the game. There's no it's hard to make an
He's not
argument.
even as good as Nick Lidstrom.
He literally revolutionized the way they played the game. If your argument for Patrick Roy being that high is he revolutionized the way goalies play, Bobby Orr should be high because he was the best. He's the best defenseman to play, and he literally revolutionized the way the defensemen play the game.
Yeah, two things. First off, it's not just the positioning of why it's the number one playoff wins, and
I agree. I'm not arguing Patrick Roy being first.
Second, I'll agree to disagree with you with the defenseman thing. We're not gonna agree on that.
But you can agree that he revolutionized the way defensemen played the game. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, of course. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we want to.
I mean,
I don't disagree.
We should also acknowledge. Yeah, but we should also acknowledge the wave of Swedish defensemen, sure. Carlson, Dahlin, etc. And I think we should look at Nick Lidstrom as a big reason for that.
I think that's a tough argument to make, because then you can go, okay, well, why is Nick Lidstrom in the NHL? There's a Swedish defenseman before. Okay, right. Like I understand the point. I think there's other arguments to make about Nick Lidstrom, like, winning the Norris at age 40 than his influence from Sweden, right? Like I agree.
Then people say, Adam, you're using longevity. I'm like, dude, 60 points and a Norris at 40 is kind of impressive. But, that's just me. All-star captain in 2011, I think it was. Like, have some respect. So Nick Lidstrom, he's a good player. I don't like Ovechkin below Jágr. Already said that. I would personally do... I would do... Obviously, Sidney Crosby number one. You're the smirk on your face.
No, we already know who number one is.
Okay, yeah, I do. Sidney Crosby.
Don't change No, we know it's Wayne Gretzky. It's called the NHL '99. Just stick with the list. I think
they're gonna do.
Yes,
they're gonna do Gretzky 1.
Yes.
Or 2.
Okay.
Then Mario Crosby. That's what I think they're going to do. Yeah, I think Crosby will.
Do you think they're going to have? You think they're going to have Orr at number 2?
Yeah, someone will say that. Yeah, I don't know if I agree. I have a hard time comparing those two. I really do. But if they have the cojones to put Crosby in the top 4, in the top 3, because he's obviously guaranteed 4th at least, I'll have a much greater appreciation for the Athletic.
We'll find
even
out
though
tomorrow.
I have a lot of problems with this list. But we'll see. I just have some respect for Lidstrom. What do you think about Hasek being 7th and the highest goalie?
Well, I would argue Patrick Roy should be the highest goalie. So yes, there's an issue with that.
Okay, good. To finish off, 2 quick things. Boston, number 7 on 32 Thoughts. That was not 32 Thoughts on the blog.
It was 29.
Elliot Freeman.
29.
Boston is, who cares? 27, maybe 26. He's slacking a bit. Come on, Freeman. Boston is also believed to be in the left defense market. Would not be surprised if they've checked in on Jacob Chychrun and Vladislav Gavrikov. They've got special chemistry, and tampering with that can be dangerous. But this is an absolute go for it year, because you don't know how long the group will be together. You also don't know how long you'll have your top 2 centers combining for $3.5 million against the cap, Bergeron and Krejci.
Let's be for real here. Trading for Jacob Chychrun is not going all in this year. You know what I mean? Maybe both of them, sure, but Jacob Chychrun. I don't want them to get Jacob Chychrun. I don't want them to get Chychrun.
I know you do.
I don't. Neither do you. Neither do you. No.
I want the Bruins to be bad. But, sometimes there are things that are inevitable, like the Boston Bruins. They do beat the Leafs as well.
Yeah.
Man, that was Boston. This is coming off their first 3-game losing streak of the year. And then they come in and they play Boston Bruins hockey. Don't think Samsonov was helped a ton in that game, to be honest with you. Thought he
No,
was left out to dry for you, Tom.
yeah, and he wasn't
But
great.
that was Boston Bruins hockey. That's what puts them head over heels above anyone in the league. I want to double check something very quickly, but Leafs fan, what'd you think?
Again, I'm going to preface this with I'm not every single loss is going to be a referendum, so not my view on this team really hasn't changed since October in terms of like what my expectations are for them, where I see them, blah, 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 whatever. Just to preface my next comments with that.
Okay.
It was a little demoralizing. Like I got to a point where I'm like, why am I still watching this? Like, what's the point of watching this game? Everyone's checked out. And I saw that on Twitter, and I want to be extremely clear. They do not have a single right to be checked out ever. You don't you don't have the benefit of the doubt. You know what I mean? Like from my perspective, at least, they don't have the benefit of the doubt to be like, we're checked out. It's one game until the All-Star break, whatever. You don't have that benefit. You haven't done anything. As a team, you haven't done anything. Individually, fine. Yes, Matthews has 2 Rockets, a Hart, and a Ted Lindsay. Mitch Marner is he's probably going to be top 5 at least in Selke voting this year. I'd have to take a guess wildly. Like they don't have the benefit of the doubt, because when the time comes and you add up all these, in this case, again, it's a tough loss to the Boston freaking Bruins. But when you add up all those points that we talked about last episode, and we don't have to rehash that, those when that number comes up could be crucial points, unfortunately.
I will say the Bruins do have a game in hand over the Leafs. And the gap between first and second in the Atlantic Division is 13 points.
Yeah.
The Boston Bruins also are 7 points up on the Hurricanes.
Yeah, no, it's wild.
The Boston Bruins are insane.
Yeah.
That's so dumb to look at. Oh, that's so dumb. Man, the Calgary Flames are so bad, eh? Like, they're so bad.
Yeah, it's tough.
This a hockey team.
It's unfortunate.
Here's my thing. Here's my thing with the Leafs. Those are games that, there's always more of a microscope on the Toronto Maple Leafs. As we know, we ourselves have one, especially on, we do. Hey, that's what we signed up for when we started this podcast, Alex, is Leafs and Habs.
No.
So here's the thing. And then mutual disdain for the Ottawa Senators.
And the Edmonton Oilers.
And the Winnipeg Jets. And Manitoba.
Do you know who, sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but did you see a certain person's tweet last night?
Who?
Someone tweeted, I love watching the Bruins beat the Leafs. Something like that.
Oh, Jesse Pollock?
Yeah, I'm like, dude, shut up. What does that mean? Pardon?
He plays his role. He
plays his role great. He plays his role great. I think, that's why.
You know what I think it is, Alex?
What is it?
I think he's doing a bit on the Mark Scheifele, nothing better than beating the Leafs type thing. I think he's playing on that. But here's the point: there are games that don't mean jack, like when you play the Blue Jackets or the Coyotes or. Who's a really irrelevant team?
The Ducks.
Ducks. And they have had some bad losses against those teams, but we forget because it's the Ducks. I'm sorry, Daniel.
I don't think we forget, though.
But here's the thing. The Bruins mean more, not just because they're the Boston Bruins, but it's because of the history between the teams. And if you want to win the Stanley Cup, odds are you're going to have to get past the Boston Bruins. Simple as that. But I was a fan. Obviously, these are two teams I don't like as a Habs fan, so I don't really care. I was a little upset that I didn't get enough fantasy points from Marchand. You bastard. Too busy tweeting at media members. Focus on the hockey game, please. But that's what it is, and you can't. Yeah, maybe you could say it was just a thing of coasting to the All-Star break, which I think players are guilty of all the time. Some of them had their heads in the Bahamas or wherever they were going, and you can't do that. Good teams don't take shifts off. That's something about Sidney Crosby that's always been so inspiring about his play is the guy doesn't take a shift off, and that influences everyone else on the team. That's what greatness is. And that's just something that I think you can see throughout this season. The Leafs have had those moments where they've lacked the ability to be truly great. And that's part of a process. That's the thing of like Tampa, despite being at the point they're at now, everyone forgets, and I love mentioning the fact that they've been to a finals before this streak. That was against the Blackhawks where they lost, and Ben Bishop played with Hapagoran, and Tyler Johnson didn't have a good wrist. There's a process, and it's not something you learn like that. And this is something the Leafs are going to have to. It's achieved not easily. If it was easy to have that kind of culture, well, then goddamn, I think you'd have the perfect sport or like the perfect environment. Just not realistic. And you just got to get there, man. They got to get there. That's what separates the Boston Bruins from any other team, man. And Tampa Bay. It's just built different. They are them. He is him.
No, I agree.
What that means, but I'm assuming it's a cool thing.
Yeah, it's a good thing. I agree. And then you put the context of they've done nothing ever in this core has done literally nothing. The best achievement to me of this core is taking the Washington Capitals to 6 games. And last year was good.
True.
That's the best thing they've done.
I was going to say the comeback in Game 4 against Columbus, but
they should never been there. They should have never been in that situation against Columbus. So that's not good. Like to me, sorry, like whatever. But yeah, that's my thing. It's like, yeah, you don't get the benefit of the doubt. Like I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad for like. I'm not upset. I'm just like, dude, like. Where have we been the last 8 years? Nothing. It feels like nothing. It's all the same. It feels like it's all the same, to be honest. I can't wait to play Tampa Bay in the first round again.
Yeah. I think with that, we're going to be done. That's everything. Mike's playing the pronoun game with me. I'm getting really annoyed about it. But by pronoun game, I mean like you don't name someone. He texted me, not a pronoun. You gotta be specific about this stuff nowadays. It's the joke cinema sins do when movies are like them, and it's like, who is this person that's seriously? That's what I mean by pronoun game. By the way, you gotta be careful nowadays.
Do you want to hear something that Kevin Weeks tweeted 2 hours ago?
What's up, you NHL fans? Is this Australia?
Oh yeah, it is. Damn.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Yeah, no, it's okay. Just about them putting preseason games in Australia. That was cool.
You read it, but you have to do the intro properly.
I don't know how to do the intro properly. What's the intro?
It's Kevin. What's up, you NHL fans? It's Kevin.
What's up, you Kevin Weeks here. Keep an eye on with the eye emoji. Though he spelled it THO, though not confirmed nor finalized. There are further strides being made towards a couple potential NHL preseason games being played in Australia flag kangaroo next season. Situation remains fluid.
Yo, where's Nathan Walker playing? Where is he? I gotta check.
That's
where's
a good
Nathan
question.
Walker under contract? I'm gonna go to Cap Friendly and find Nathan Walker. Hold on. I believe he's with the Blues, but for how long? Oh, he's a free. He's a UFA.
Oh,
he's a UFA, Alex.
Where's he playing right now?
Man, St. Louis apparently.
Oh, okay.
See, I didn't check if he was in the AHL, but yeah, Nathan Walker is around, man. He is. He's played. He has 4 points in 28 games this season.
Nice.
His plus minus is even though, so that's not bad. 13 pims.
Beauty.
Did he win a cup with the Caps? Or no?
What year was he with the Caps?
17-18. Wait.
No, I think that was.
He played one playoff game in.
No, that's definitely not it. Then.
Wait, they won in 2018, did not?
Yeah, but did they trade him?
Yeah, wait. Oh, yeah, I need, because, yeah, there was something to do with the.
Oh, he was claimed off waivers by the Washington Capitals. No, I have a feeling he might have.
And then 17-18. There are two 17-18s here. This is what's annoying. The Oilers.
He was on the Oilers, but claimed by the Capitals.
And then he's played a playoff game in 2018. So he has a ring.
He does. Okay.
He has a ring.
Okay.
I don't know if his name would be on the cup because I don't think he qualifies, but
he has a ring.
Nathan Walker is a Stanley Cup champion. Hold on. Do they acknowledge this somewhere? Walker made his Capitals opening night lineup on October 7th against the Montreal Canadiens. Scored his first goal that night. Of course he did. God damn it. It was initially thought the goal was scored by Devontae Smith-Pelly, of course, but no, he deflected it. The Oilers put on waivers, and so they waived him. Then the Oilers waived him.
Yeah.
And then also I think he does qualify to have his name on the cup. Walker made his playoff debut during Game 6 of the. Oh no, never mind. This is the second round against the Penguins in Game 6 when they beat them.
Yeah.
So I don't think he can, unless they make the effort to put his name on it. But yeah, he gets a ring. Good for him. Stanley Cup champion. Also, Walker would later go on to win the cup with the Caps to become the first Welsh or Australian player to win the cup. Is he part Welsh? Why was that made?
I guess so.
Hold on. Why is he part Welsh? Is a Welsh-born Australian? Oh, so he's Welsh, but technically he's Australian. Oh, he was born in Cardiff. Wow, what a story. Wow. Okay, good. Too bad he's Welsh. Probably can't understand him. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, man. Oh, he was born in Wales, grew up in Australia, and then moved to Czech Republic to play hockey.
What a career.
Yeah.
Yeah, so whoever signs him should be going to an outdoor game. Should be going to the Australia game.
Exactly.
Okay, that's it.
That's it.
I'm happy that we did 2 investigative pieces this episode. About the Hershey Bears. And about Nathan Walker.
Oh, man.
What's up, you NHL fans? Weeks here from the All-Star Weekend. Big news. He loves his emojis, doesn't he? Okay, that's everything. Thank you for listening. We'll be back Sunday, maybe? Yep. Yeah? Okay. Okay, and then... yeah, the All-Star stuff will have happened. No one cares. We'll talk about if anything fun happened, but, thank you for listening. We're on all the social media. All where the podcasts are. And we'll see everyone next time. Goodbye.